Now where was I? It appears that there will be no threats from the southwest, as is evident by this body of water. It also doesn't look like there will be any threats from the southeast or west, or from the direct north. Only from these two angles here. That's good. Unfortunately, it appears the only nearby resources we can expand to are here. We don't know of any others. One thing I would like to do is catalog everything that is wrong here into a list and then work through things one step at a time. One thing I would like to get to eventually also is logic and circuitry. In fact, I'm going to research that now. It's in my field of expertise. I'm just now noticing how inefficient this is. It's not as bad as it could be. One thing I would like to do is make modules for the fast splitters and underground belts. That could happen somewhere around here, I would assume. Would be fine. Oh yes, now I remember where I was exactly. Here, the trains. So we're going to need engines. Yes. Those will need to be manufactured in a module somewhere. This steel, I'm probably going to need to find a way to get that into the main belt somehow. The bus. The main bus. One advantage of using the fast bridge belts is that they extend further, and so we don't have artifacting like right here. This bridge is too small, and so I needed a second bridge here, which is aggravating. No. Yeah, this will be fun eventually. In fact, technically we have all the resources we need to implement this now. This would lead into oil processing, which is a huge branch. Look at all of this. Yes, many integral things. One thing we're definitely going to need is this, especially for, where is it? Robotics is in here somewhere. Where are you? Don't think you can hide from me forever. Taking a step back, it is probably here and here and here. Robotics requires oil processing, and then we can we can do many things after that. In fact, these modules will become even smaller and more compact and efficient. One thing I really hate about what I did here is I didn't leave any room for expansion on the main bus. I will need to move all of these modules out from the main bus in order to add more lanes. Well, that's bad design. Very non-extensible. The worst part is I didn't even consider it. I have an idea. Temporarily, we could just add a lane here, going that way. Or down, actually. There's a lot more room down than to the side, as you can see here. These cliffs will get in the way. We can explode those later. So we need engines for trains and cars. Yes, that's integral. We have circuitry now, which will help. We need to modify the main bus so that we can actually make the engines, because they need steel. I don't like not having everything be organized and orderly. It's irritating. the, the spaghetti mess. Oh no. Having horrible flashbacks. Oh yes, and the assembling machine, Mark IIs, also require steel, as do the steel furnaces, as do... what else? Any vehicles, they all require steel. And... what else? Oh yes, the advanced ammunition, which I prefer over the standard ammunition. So steel is definitely going to be material of the future that we're definitely going to need. I used definitely too many times in that statement. Technically a paragraph. There appears to be more room for expansion on the left side than the right side, as I'm sure you can see very clearly. I would just need to move these things out of the way, and that wouldn't be too difficult. This would probably be one of the hardest parts, although even that's not too terrible. Oh, and look. We're still depleting here, so we really need to hurry on this steel lane on the main bus, so we can start producing the engines for the vehicles so that we can transport the new iron from up here to down here. In fact, I'm going to mark this. And symbol. I'm not sure monolithizing is a good idea. How about this? There. One for you. And... actually, is that really even necessary? I can remember that it's there. I don't need any markers. It's not as if I don't have any spatial awareness. So this would take up 5 more spaces here, up to here. So this would need to move, and so would some of this, all of this actually. But that would be everything we need, and then we can branch from here, and that would work perfectly. So we don't actually need to move any of this part. And moving all of this would be tedious. You would need to move everything in here. How irritating. Well, we're also going to need many belts. And these are going to be consuming more iron than ever before. Because look at how much they cost in total raw. That looks like actually 4 times as much iron per belt. So we really need to get this done quickly. No more waffling. Yes, I'm going to need to... oh, that's a flaw. This interconnector here should help with that problem. Never have anything connected by only one umbilicus. That's always a design flaw. Actually, no, we need spaces up to here because we actually need 2 between each for the underground. There. This is now corrected. And we need to move all of this now. So that's remembering to here. We're going to need to move all of this eventually, but I hope we can use robots to do it by the time that becomes necessary. I don't want to move all of this by hand. In fact, I don't think I even need to explicitly state that it's a given. Yes, and copper cables are going to be manufactured here now. Yes. And you can do this now. And look, it's already much better. I only have a few things left to modify until it's done. Now, about this part. We still need this. So actually, it would be easy to just have this be here, wouldn't it? There, and now reverse these two. Or is that correct? No. Hold on, I need to think about this. No. Like this. And there. And this will apply to the other side of the belt now. Yes. There. And now that's producing correctly. I like the red belts much better than the yellow ones. Actually, this is running very slow, which is irritating me. I'm just going to manually craft a few more of these. There. The new bottleneck is the input, which is the correct one to have. As if you weren't aware. Hold on, I know how to modify this to make it even better. I'm being attacked from the northeast again. When will they learn? You cannot defeat me. There. That's much better. And copy the recipe for all of you. Just put these in this output for no particular reason. And it looks like the steel lane is almost complete and ready to be enacted. Yes. Up to here feels like correct. Actually, slightly lower so that it doesn't interfere with copper, because that would be very irritating. Now, we can bring the steel down to this finally. And we can do it through here. Simple. Or at least temporarily. Until we can figure out a better solution. Because right now this is not ideal. Look at this. It's just a mess. And this all needs to be turned backwards on itself. Because we're bringing it back now, not forward. And going to be compressing it like usual. Nothing new or strange about that. And I would like to make this more concise like this. There. Now we only need one bridge belt for these two lanes. You see, that's efficiency. Real efficiency.